What up, y'all? This is your Don Israel coming to you live from Lit, asking y'all to subscribe to the channel. So make sure y'all subscribed, make sure y'all liking the videos, make sure y'all commenting, and make sure you turn on your notifications that let you know when new videos are dropping. We're dropping them daily, and you want to be on it because we on it, all right? So keep it lit, keep it locked, subscribe, we out. Marduce is a drink. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, your Don Israel, back again with another episode of Lit, the premier platform for all things literary, swaggy, and otherwise. Today's guest, man, rolled up, virtually, crutched up, came down here from the B-Mall to come chop it up with us, my man D Watkins. We don't know what the D is for, but for me the D is for damn. That's what we got lined up. And he up here to talk about his two books, the B-Sides and the Cook-Up, writing, teaching at Johns Hopkins University, doing dope content for Salon. We just gonna chop it up. This is a real G. And
yeah.
He pulled up with the Gucci on.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. The D is for the white, but like no one's ever called me that. Like I just don't remember. Like even like the elementary school teachers. Like I guess they just like already figured out that I wasn't going to use my whole name. But
like you look like a D. You look like you use your government.
Yeah, which is messed up too because a lot of people don't trust people with names like one initial. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he has like one initial. Don't. Yeah. You know, he's probably steals.
So you got to slide back, roll back for a minute, walk us through the swag. We usually have people stand up, but I know you had surgery, so let's get this going.
I'm a little broke up. I needed some white sneakers. So my little brother was out. He was shopping, so he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna grab these Alexander Wang joints." So he grabbed
what is McQueen's?
Alexander McQueen's.
Yeah.
So he grabbed the white ones and he grabbed the black ones for himself.
Yeah.
And then he grabbed like two other pair of sneakers. He grabbed like some Gucci sneakers too.
Yeah.
I don't like Gucci sneakers really because I was like when I had a pair like some years ago and I was balling in them. And like the front broke off, and I'm like, yo, like these is like $500, $600 high. If anything, I should be able to jump higher. Like the front shouldn't break off. So the front broke off, so I told myself I'll never wear a Gucci sneaker again. Yeah. And
but that's a Gucci track jacket though.
Yeah, because still running track. No, but he bought like 4 or 5 pair of sneakers left, and then the black ones wasn't for me. But I was like, yo, I actually like the black ones, I just give him money for them. So he left me the black ones, he left me the white ones, and then he didn't wear Gucci sneakers either, so he took them back.
Cool, and then the jeans.
I always I like to wear Zanro jeans, but these are actually from another brand. These are Profound Aesthetic. These some dudes from New Jersey. They make cool clothes. When I first started out going to colleges and stuff, they sent me like a box of hats and some t-shirts and stuff. Like it was like the first free thing I ever got in my life. Like I put like pressure on my girlfriends. Like, yo, these people giving me free stuff.
Yeah, like what you doing? What you do?
You know, so yeah, I always support them. Like I buy that stuff all the time. They make like cool jackets. They make like, their denim is new, so they still they still experimenting with denim and trying to figure out like, identify how they want to do it. But they're comfortable jeans. Like I think they're cool.
Can't be mad at it. Then you got the Gucci track jacket.
Yeah, I wear like I don't know if it's maybe it's like a Baltimore thing, but I feel like everybody where I'm from, we wear like 78% sweatsuits, like all the time. Like we always wear sweatsuits like all the time. I guess it's like you never know when you got a hoop. Like even even the grandmothers, like everybody wears sweatsuits like all the time, but it's like levels to sweatsuits though. Like it's really nice sweatsuits, and then it's really like throwaway sweatsuits. But we got sweatsuits all the time. That little clothing line, I don't know where they come from. They call it like EPT USA or something like that with the track pants and like the little track. There's a lot of hip hop artists have them, but they $50 sweatsuits, but they legit. The only problem is that like you gotta throw them. They like Air Force One, so you wear them a couple times, they get all Lenny and wear it. You gotta get rid of it, but it feel amazing. Like the first time you put it on, it's like a brand new white T-shirt. It's like a whole brand new white T-shirt. You feel like like you just took a shower. When you put it on. So So yeah, I'm a big sweatsuit guy. Like I wear sweatsuits, sweatpants, like all of the time.
Well, thank you for giving us the rundown of the swag with the cultural backing. Thank you for coming on Lit, my G. So I don't know if you know about the Marduce.
I know about the Marduce. I know you're a big apple juice guy, man. And then I know you going.
I know you're
not gonna be drinking Hennessy when Hove got Duce out.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. But so Hood Custom, you got to tap the bottom of the bottle because it's a brand new bottle.
Okay.
At the bottom for you, Danny, off camera, break the 4-4 for it. All right. So, drink. You gotta drink the Martinellis to the leaves.
Am I doing this now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I knew I gotta go to work.
Yeah, move in. You gotta move in.
Yeah, I gotta go to work later, but I'll be good.
You want me to pull a little bit?
No. Don't let my handicap force you to treat me anything different. Treat me like a regular drunk.
Oh, coming. All right.
It's like a shaking system.
Yeah, it's counterclockwise.
Okay.
Then boom.
All right.
Boom.
Yeah, you should get an endorsement. Oh, you something, man. They owe you, man. Pay this man.
Yeah. So talk. Give us the background, man. When does writing into your life?
So for me, I didn't fall in love with books as a child. I'm from East Baltimore, and in my neighborhood, all of the schools we went to, they gave us books with white people and white stories and white experiences.
Yeah.
And for me, the black people in my neighborhood was the superheroes. Like I saw all types of cool cars and met all types of interesting people and was exposed to any and everything that you might not want like a 8-9-year-old kid to be exposed to. So by the time we got to school, and don't get me wrong, when I was a kid, we loved like Curious George and all that. But when we really got into books and it was like, here's Huckleberry Finn, here's Mark Twain. Like most of my friends, we couldn't really adapt to it. We couldn't relate to it. So I wasn't a reader coming up, and I didn't really become a reader. I'll give credit to my older brother because he tried. He made me read Frederick Douglass. He made me read Man Child in the Promised Land. He made me read the autobiography of Malcolm X. And those books, which I love to this day, and I reread plenty of times as an adult, but they didn't as a young person. I guess I don't know if because they wasn't contemporary, but they didn't hook me. Yeah. So when I got older, I was at a hospital and the nurse that gave me the coldest winter ever.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I read it in 3 days, which was really quick for me because I wasn't a reader. But I didn't know these types of stories mattered. I didn't know anybody even cared about our existence at all. And I just felt like I felt connected to winter, and I felt like I knew what it was like to have a father like Santiago. And I just felt like, I know midnight. Like I know these people. Like these are
real people.
And that lit a spark in me. So that just that flipped from me reading that to books like Clockers by Richard Price to the classics to the beat poets to the fucking I read The Idiot, Fyodor Dostoevsky. So I just thought that lit a spark in me. And during that process, and mind you, by this time I was already about to graduate from college. So I got through my first 3 years of college with just skimming enough to get by. And so during that time I started reading articles, and then I had this big realization that there's a lot of people, black and white people combined, that have the luxury of telling black stories, but they don't know us. Like, how are you reporting on me from another continent? Or how are you talking about what's going on in my neighborhood? You don't even care enough about the people to take a walk down the street. And that was a challenge to me. So I decided I wanted to be that person, and I didn't take it lightly. Like I said, I started reading everything. I got an MFA. I studied the game.
Yeah, MFA from where?
University of Baltimore.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Hopkins wasn't. So Hopkins. I went to grad school for education, but when it was MFA time, they strangely didn't have any money for me, so I just had to bust a move.
Yeah. So let's go back. Give us paint the portrait of the upbringing. What does the background look like? The family. I know you had an older brother. Rest in peace.
Yeah, my mom, beautiful woman, amazing person.
Yeah.
Had me at a young age, so we kind of grew up at the same time. Okay. And my dad too. I still, I joke with him, to this day, and call him my little brother and all that. But yeah, you ever see Don't Be a Menace with dudes older than his son? That's us. That's what it do. Yeah, I give him allowance. So my brother was this advanced guy. I was popping guy in the neighborhood, and he got to the age where he felt like he didn't have to be in a certain housing project anymore. He didn't have to be working with certain people anymore. He wanted to do his own thing, and he saw me. As a kid, I was failing in school. I was getting in trouble. I was, I always wanted to be a grown up. I was always kids my age were talking about riding their bikes and all that. And I'm talking about grown up stuff, girls and taxes and like so he was like, yo, you growing up too fast, man. You need to, we need to figure some things out. So we left, and he got a spot, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna get to the money, and you go to school, you don't want to be a street guy. And I didn't really understand that, like, 'cause everybody want to be like you, even like, adults. Everybody want to be like you. Why would I want to be something different?
Like you mean your father?
No, my brother. Everybody want to be like my brother. So why would I want to be something different? If everybody I ever met, or everyone who even saw me, they saw like pieces of him. Why would I want to like be something different? And I didn't really get it until my friends started selling drugs, and I started seeing how stressful it was. Like, some of my friends, they couldn't go on dates, or they couldn't they wasn't making a lot of money, and they didn't have a lot of time to spend it because they had these big quotas they had to hit, and these multiple levels of people they was working for, so their childhoods was gone. And I was like, no, I don't want that. And I went to school, and I figured out how to do SAT math. Like, I went to tutoring and all that, and I figured out just the little stuff I needed to do to actually get into college. And I got into some schools, and then he got murdered. And then when he got murdered, I stayed home for like a year. Then I still tried to go to school, and it kind of put me in a trick bag because when you from East Baltimore, you'll never have a white pair. Like, I only knew black people my whole life. Right. Everybody was black. Like, except for housing police, social workers, and a couple of teachers, I only knew black people. So
that's my background.
So the people who was like training me to do this college stuff was telling me, don't go to a HBCU, because you've been around black people your whole life. You need to go to a different type of school to see what the world is like. And I don't know. I'm a kid, bro. So I'm just listening to these people because they're older and they got like khakis on. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm just listening to them, and I went to a school called Loyola, and it was like the whitest place. I never met like fucking all these white people, and it was like culture shock for me, and it was a place where I couldn't really fit in. So I dropped out, and then from there I just hooked up with my same friends from the neighborhood, my brother's friends. My brother left me some money. He left some stuff in the house, and I went into the street. I went to the street for a time.
And and the cook up definitely gets to like the sort of what the cook up deals with a lot throughout the essays and this page is loss, and how we occupy those spaces that are ultimately voids, and like the attempt to occupy them like sort of makes it more pronounced that someone's not there.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And the biggest loss was like one of the biggest losses outside of my brother was myself. Like I felt like I felt like not just me, but so many people I was friends with, or so many people who crossed paths in my life. Because it was difficult to write this book. For one reason, it was difficult to write this book is because I couldn't include everybody. Nobody could keep up with it. Like, I'm talking like...
When you say nobody, who do you
I mean, like, the first version of this book, there's like 40, 50 people in and out. Like, this is how that world is. Yeah. We best friends the summertime, and then we best friends in 01, and then 2002, I never see you again. You got 40 years or you gone. Well, you can't do that to a reader because they're going to be like, yo, what happened to the kid? You're done. Yeah. Well, where is he at? Well, you're done. 60 feet deep. There's no more you're done. You know what I mean? And we don't got time to dwell on his legacy because we still got to get to it, and we still living. And I had to cut all of these people out just to follow like an art that readers can understand. So that was difficult. But the main thing I wanted to convey or talk about is just the whole idea of how you can be like a regular, goofy, cool person, and you can just get caught up in a whole world of shit. Yeah. And it's easy. And if we was from like a different background
up there, my bad.
Oh, I mean, they up there and flash that.
We got to soundproof the ceilings.
So yeah, you can be like a regular kid and get caught up in all of this stuff, and like all that Hillary Clinton super predator stuff is like, it's just not true. Like, we're humans and we're people, and we deal with what's in front of us.
Yeah. So who was the first writer for you? Like, you said, speak to like Sistah Soulja. What was it that Sistah Soulja did that really gave you?
So one, it was the content. It was the content. Like,
we're talking about the coldest winter ever.
I'm talking about the coldest winter ever. I knew nothing about language, and I knew nothing about certain things that how we would identify who's a great writer and who wasn't a great writer. It was just basically the content. It was a storyline that was familiar. There's something that's extremely non-intimidating about familiar information. you can grab it and you can read it and you can knock it out.
Yeah.
And I talk about this, like I lectured about this at a lot of different schools when we argue with this whole idea of how important cultural relevant material is, because the shit that's out there is culturally relevant to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a lot of black kids that's not loving books, you scratch your head and say, yo, well, why is that? Why do these people love books and your people don't? It's because the information for them is not intimidating. Some of the information for us is like alien shit to us. So I think about like and like there's a little girl out there right now, I think it's like, we make up 13% of the population, and like we're underrepresented. I think it's like under 1% in books. So it's like a little girl out there right now looking for a princess, and she's 4 years old and she's black, and she's looking at the princess, and the nose doesn't look like hers, and the hair doesn't look like hers, and the skin color is different. So she's like kind of out of the game before she even get a chance to start. These early definitions of what beauty is already fucking up her psyche before she even know what's going on.
Right.
So like the content pulled me right in, and I think about like think about that when I write. I think about that when I teach. I think about that. I started thinking about it in general. Well, if I got through this book, maybe I can get through another one. Yeah. And it kind of.
And the B-sides came first. So, right, like the B.
Well, yes and no.
Like you started writing essays for Cook Up first.
Well, I got the book deal for the Cook Up first, and they didn't really. I think that they didn't believe in me as a writer. They didn't believe in me. And they gave me a book deal, but I think they believed in me more as a personality and a story, like on some Antoine Fisher shit. Because real shit, they came at me. No, they came at me when I went to get that book, that they left me sitting in the hallway for like 3 hours. But I had a meeting at 5. I didn't get back there till like 8. But when I got back there, I know how to sell, so I sold her. And I think that she bought my personality more than because she was like, yo, this nigga might not be nothing as a writer, but he's gonna make it in something, and we're gonna get them fucking back sales. Yeah. So when they first bought this book, it was trade paperback, and they said look, first they said, we'll give you a book deal and we're gonna partner you with another person to write your book. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it was like a co-writer, and I was like, you mean like a white person? And it was like, well, we'll help you select somebody. And I was like, no, and I didn't graduate I was still getting my MFA. So I'm like, yo, I'm in the MFA program right now. Like yo, I write, like the stuff that you like that got you to email me back is stuff that I wrote. Well, okay, well, we want you to write out like 4 linear chapters to show us what you got. Ooh. So I wrote those 4 linear, and this is like on a Friday. So she got that email like fucking Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then the next week I got the meeting, and then I went to the meeting, and it was like a crazy night, because I went to the meeting. The same night I went to a meeting, I went to I got this girl invited me to this random house party, and it was like some black people in the industry. They had some editors and some people who were saying they saw my proposal, they didn't get a chance to go through it, and this, that, and the third, and good luck with everything, and but I don't be tripping. Like, I mean, because I know that I'm not. Regardless of the situation, I know I'm never gonna be like something to some of these people, and that's not my job. Is not to impress them. My job is to really, really work hard for the people that I serve.
No,
I work for them.
And that's really what, like, I think that these stories speak to. And the same thing with Sistah Soulja. I don't know if you know who E.B. Zaboy is. She just got long listed for like her YA novel, but she's like also somebody who's coming from the hood, speaking to people from there. And we were talking about how difficult it is when you come from a particular, because I think when any of us say us, is like we have to like hone in on the precision of what we mean. Right. And I realized that my us was like real small than I thought, right? Like it's like, oh, I'm thinking black people, but then it's like, I don't really know rich black people like that. Then I'm like, oh snap. Then I know I know a particular type of experience, the Section 8 welfare, free lunch, blah, blah, blah. And the more I had to start to describe those people, the harder I realized it was to get those people the work that was about them and for them.
And what people don't understand is that, like, just because you're talking about us and identifying with us, it doesn't mean that you're excluding other groups.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But people think that too, though. Like they think like, okay, well, only these types of stories are relevant. These types of stories, you can group these into whatever category and put them in the back of the bookstore. But but the other things don't matter. And I think you got other writers out there, like, I mean, contemporary writers whose experiences are nowhere near mine, but I still think their stories should be out there. Yeah. People should read people like, my life is nothing like a Wesley Lowry, like a Michael Smith, like none of these people. But I still think that all of these different experiences, they make up what it is to be black in America.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with like a silver spoon, but at the same time, my experience is one that's represented in the media all the time. So a lot of people jump out there and write about the little kid that got shot by the cop. But that little kid, he really with the shits. He really from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if you coming from like an elite black perspective, yeah, you should talk about it because you are black. But how come the people who come from the shorty perspective don't get to talk about it?
Right.
So we should be able to talk about it too because we deal with it more. And I think all of these perspectives need to be out there.
Yeah.
It's not a competition. Like it's no lit beef. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody need to be out here telling stories and promoting each other work and and making sure that these narratives are heard.
Let me ask you. I often ask people to like give me language for how they understand their work. If somebody's reading an essay or a piece by you, how do we know we're reading a D Watkins piece?
Because I've mastered the balance of funny and depression.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Go into that.
I can talk about something that's really, really depressing, but I can insert humor into it, and I can make you laugh at it. And that laughing piece it's a personal piece because for me, it's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So I know for a lot of things that broke me up or depressed me or put me in a bad space, I had to figure out a way to find fun in that situation so that I can have the strength to move forward. And that just shows in a lot of my essays. I can talk about something as depressing as the current political atmosphere right now, but I can still figure out ways to poke fun.
Yeah.
And like I wrote an essay about a while back about Donald Trump and why he should send it if he wants to go to war that bad, why he should send his kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's we don't want to go to war as anxiety.
Right.
I picture little Jared Kushner out there with the boots on and the strap and
you can sit in it.
So we gotta like figure out ways to poke fun at some of these situations. So I think people know my pieces with that, and I also think they know them because the voices is very, very, it's extremely accessible. So this book right here, this is probably one of the only books ever that's used in jails, that's used for 7th, 8th graders in Baltimore City and a lot of high schools, but it's also used in sociology classes at Harvard.
Yeah.
And I spoke at all these different places. You know what I'm saying? So so the language is simple enough for somebody on a low reading level to be able to have fun with and like, but at the same time, the storytelling is sophisticated enough to be respected at one of the highest universities in the country. So it's like that. It's that balance of funny, depression, realness, and just and just getting it down. You know what I'm saying? Just saying what everybody else is just not gonna say. Yeah.
And so, in saying what else anyone's not gonna say, how do you see that sort of reflected in the people who listen to you read or the people who read you? Like, so what does the composition of your readers look like? What have you seen that's consistent amongst your readers?
It's crazy because I've been to like close to 200 schools in the last 2 years.
Like mostly like high schools,
like
junior high schools,
colleges, high schools, middle schools. Then I've been to prisons. Then I've been to youth programs. Then I've done like the regular stuff that writers do, like the bookstores and all that. So my readers are like, little black kids, that's swagged out, big white lesbians with the Birkenstocks and the buzz cuts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all types of people. Like I didn't know all of these different types of people was going to connect with the work. Like it blew my mind. Like when we first put the little, we work with the sales team, the first thing the head of the sales department told me with the B side is, don't worry about stuff like being a New York Times bestseller because you're not gonna get there. You know what I mean? But you can get out there, you can sell some books, you can make some money, we're gonna get our money back, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna put you on the road, you're gonna do your thing. And I'm like, all right, cool, because I never thought about that wasn't my mindset. Like I wasn't thinking about that. Like I was happy to have a book out and get a chance to go inside schools and challenge other people to tell their own stories. I was happy with that. So, when it became a New York Times bestseller based on a plan that me and my manager Brandy actually put together, the work that we put in without them, I realized that I didn't have to talk to him anymore. So when I went back to the office, I just go straight past him. This person's not of relevance to me.
We're not even talking
anymore.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we going
Good
over.
job, man. Like, watch some Khaled videos and be more like motivational or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you could read something, like a little section that gives people a sense of what the book gives. Because I think one of the things that's central in a lot of your essays, memoir, is dialogue. Like dialogue is real and central to your pieces.
I never read something I never read out loud before. For the fun of it. When you write this stuff, you just like, you don't forget about it, but it's like, I write so much. I write so much. Like, I write so much.
But you like write for Solange, you got like pulling out or turn out like what piece? I mean pieces of how many pieces a month?
I'm putting out like three to 4 a week.
Damn.
And then I'm on a video team too.
Yeah.
So I'm on a video team and I'm on the editorial team. So I'm out here. Oh, so this might be cool. So this is like when my mom my mom turned her life around. Like she used to be like a party queen. Like she had like all the best everything. People loved her. They was really into her. She had like baby hairs and she had like Chanel earrings, like like real ones. Baby like people was really into. Like she really had it popping. So, but then she got really into church. So this is like a time where I was in the park one day and this is like this is like around like Rockefeller time. So you can imagine like how we was dressing during Rockefeller times with the big jeans and you know what I'm saying?
The lawsuits.
Yeah, so I told her to meet me in the park one day because I wanted to talk to her about some stuff I was going through with my girlfriend at the time. So I'll read that. It's cool.
Right. No, you do your thing, baby. It's got to be lit. Let's do that.
I do believe in God, I said, fixing my 2 platinum chains, one slightly longer than the other with 2-tone Jesus heads attached to each. I hate it when they tangled. Don't you ever question my religion. Jesus hangs on my neck twice, I said laughingly to my mom, who stood over me with loud eyes and a twisted lip. Her neck was cocked east with the rest of her body leaning west. I was sitting in the park on a bench over Elwood where I asked her to meet me. Sometimes I wasted Sundays feeding pigeons, blowing weed circles, and trading war stories with some dolphins from my neighborhood. My mom was church ready. She looked royal. Fuchsia form-fitting dress offset by a huge purse. Her shoes and Sunday hat matched. I know you believe in God, D. So come to church, she pleaded. I'd rather eat used tampons is what I thought. I'll pass is what I said. I never spent too much time in churches, but I know church folk. I can't really comprehend them. Church folk are 30 to 60 something, slightly overweight and programmed to be judgmental. Most are broke, but a few are paid with some middle class people sprinkled in. The seating chart is donation based, meaning that the elites sit in the front and the bottom feeders are lucky enough if they can peek in through the back window. They all gather for approximately 30 hours every Sunday to praise God. God is neither the Kenny Rogers looking God and the Michelangelo conceptualized or the Isaac Hayes rendition that emerged from the black community. God, to church folk, is the red robe wearing, $100,000 car driving, Jerry curl glistening, gold teeth having, gator skin boot with 2 fists full of gleaming 14-karat gold rings dude. Slinging globs of praise and spit from the throne in the pool pit every Sunday. Always playing the saint when he's really more crooked than a meth fiend smile. Fuck listening to him. Most of the fake prophets only focus on profits. Congregation members who struggle to pay their light bills wouldn't dare ask a church for a loan. And if they did, the only answer they would probably receive is, I can't give you money, but I can pray for you. Multiple hardship stories like this, in combination with what I heard about the infinite number of boy-lusting Catholic priests who hang around Boy Scout conventions, made me question organized religion. Church ain't for me, Ma. All churches ain't the same, baby. You need to give it a chance. I'll save you a seat, she said as she hopped in the car and peeled off. I didn't answer. She knew I wasn't coming, just like I knew she wasn't saving me no damn seat. Just like me, my mother is a serial escapist, and she just uses the church scene to replace the nightclubs. Same thing if you think about it. Flashy cars, money flowing, addictive music, excessive fucking, and respect based on financial status. My girl always rapped about how religion was created, how religion was used as a tool for implementing genocide, colonization, and an enslavement of people across the globe. But I don't blame God. You see, the fundamentals of all these religious practices are great, but it's the people that fucked them up, leaving me to separate myself from them and develop my own understanding of what God is. Orgasms, exotic marijuana, the smirk on my homeboy's face when he poured his 10-pound son out, the feeling you get when you're starving and the waiter arrives with your appetizer, or the feeling you get when, or the warmth that shoots through you after a goodbye kiss from your love at the airport make the existence of a higher power undeniable. We have the power to create our own realities. People who chase and catch their dreams are in heaven, while the others who travail daily in a hate-packed existence reside in hell. My mom had her heaven, and I had mine. And in the midst of her trying to bring me to her heaven, I got zero advice on what to do with my girlfriend. So it's like chatting on. How I feel about church. I don't even try to drag church like that, but they be dragging themselves. Like it's really not me. Like I'm really not against church, but like they just, So that's how like when I was coming up, I do believe in a higher power, but I also believe that some people on earth is living in heaven and some people is living in hell. Like I just feel like like Oprah problems in mine are just different.
I know that. The baseline problems.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's like G3 or G4. I can't decide.
So you doing a lot of work with a lot of the people in your communities. I know you your boy Devon Allen, photographer out in Baltimore.
Brilliant.
You wrote the fucking most amazing introduction to that book. He got beautiful ghetto.
He's a brilliant person. Like he's a brilliant person. And like he's another example. Devon was this guy might be, right now he's the first Gordon Parks fellow. Yeah. He's the first Gordon Parks fellow. Gordon Parks is probably, he's been one of them transformative people for me. Like one day I was just flicking through YouTube. I saw his documentary. It blew my mind. I never heard of him. Yeah. So I'm just looking at stuff and I'm like, yo, his mustache is ill. Like, who is this? No joke. Like, yo, he looked like a
mustache was prolific.
Like a cool old guy. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, wait. He didn't really get popping until he was in his 40s. But I'm watching like, yo, he started out playing pro basketball. Then I'm like, he played he played like mini league, like he played like D League type basketball. Uh-huh. But then it's like, yo, he started doing photography. Oh, he made a film. Oh, he wrote books. Oh, he composed music. And I'm like, yo, he's like a wizard, dog. Like he's amazing. Like one of the first, him, Ozzie Davidson, Melvin Van Peebles, it was like the first people that Hollywood commissioned to actually make black films. Like it's a serious dude, and it blew my mind. So, when I met Devon, we was running in like the similar circles. He was from East Baltimore, I was from West Baltimore, but like we used to all go to the same bar and we used to just fuss. We didn't have a friendship, we just had to argue shit. We used to just fuss. But like this dude is running around, caught up in the street, doing this and that, is one of the best photographers of our generation. He took images that just captured like everybody that came to Baltimore to document what happened at Freddie Gray. They had to go through him. Because he put the sauce on everything. Their photographers was out there.
You're talking about Devon.
Devon Allen. Some of them photographers was getting their cameras stolen. Some of them, they didn't know where they was at. Yo, some of them, you go and tell some of them blacks in Baltimore, that service is going to cut off. You don't know where you at. There's no GPS. You know what I mean? So they had to go through him, but he could have got caught up. Yeah. He could have got caught up in a situation and we wouldn't have had him no more. Like one of his best friends got murdered. Like he could have got caught up in a situation easy and we would have lost him. So it's like I work really hard and he works really hard and some other people, we work hard so we can be the ones that be like, okay, young man, young woman, you want to be a photographer, this is what it takes. Yeah. Your aperture, your f-stop, this is how you get in the game. You know what I mean? I want to be the same thing as a writer. So I had to write, I was super busy and overworked, but I had to write the introduction for his book because I just feel like not just as a friend, but like, he's just one of the most important people, not because of his work, but then he shares his work. He shares the skills. You know how many people won't even let you touch their camera? He probably gave away like 200 DSLRs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To young people.
He's always giving,
Yeah, so, I had to write that. I wrote like an essay in a book called The Hunting Ground about campus rape, and then I wrote like some forwards for some other books, but this is one that I really, really, really had to make sure I got to because the work is so important.
Yeah. And who else? Put people onto some other people.
So you got
people coming doing important work out from the town.
So you got to know Kantwani Fidel. He's on the come up. He's a new MFA student. But he's just wrote an essay that got like
Ava
DuVernay love and
posted.
Yeah, maybe like I don't know if it got like 1 million clicks on like a Medium account. So it resonated. Like it resonated. And he just got the front cover of like 2 of the local papers back home, and now he's starting to get on the road, and people are starting to hear about him and his work. And
you and him are both on the wall in the public school.
Yeah,
down in Baltimore.
Yeah, they got us. Dope. Yeah, they got us in. They got us on the walls. In that school.
How does that happen? How do you even become like war worthy?
Because we loved it. Because we love students. Like I'm on the wall in like 3 different schools. Because I come, like they read my books and I come and do workshops and I legit love them and I don't ask like, yo, can you put me on the wall? Like I'm not pretentious like that.
Yeah.
I'm in there getting my hands dirty because like I said, when I was a kid, if I knew that, storytelling, was something that I can learn from and get critical thinking skills and learn more about myself and discover and all of these different things, then I would have been a writer. But I didn't know. I just thought Mark Twain. Like I just thought Mark Twain and fucking and one of my favorite books is Things Fall Apart, but you can't give Things Fall Apart.
Tim O'Brien. Is that Tim O'Brien?
That's I'm messing up the African dude. He just died like 3 years ago.
Achebe.
Yeah, Achebe.
What the fuck?
So
what other book was I thinking about?
Things They Carry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always confuse those titles. My bad. But keep going.
I like Things They Carry too. So I couldn't get it back then. I didn't get it, like, because when you in Baltimore, it's like a cultural wall. So if you're not from a certain part, not even a certain part, say you're not from a certain neighborhood, like we programmed to not talk to you. If I'm from such and such projects, and you from such and such neighborhood, you like, yo, I want to be your homeboy, yo, I got $10,000 for you. I don't care. You're not from XXX. So if I can't even talk to somebody that's from my city, how am I relate to a story that's in another continent? And we don't even know, or as kids, we're not taught that we African. Like we not this is something that it's just something that we still got to create that narrative and push that narrative and let people know what time it is. So I didn't like I wasn't really able to develop that love early, but if I knew that that I loved it so much, then I think things would be different. And the cool thing is that I'm seeing it happen with these students, and like I said, I don't ask to be put on walls or anything like that, but they do it because we donate thousands of books, we go to the schools, we teach workshops. The cookup has its own ice cream flavor. It has its own through Tahaka Brothers, so it's like it's distributed like through like the Baltimore DC area, but it's like I'll send you some. It's like apple cake. It's apple cake ice cream. Yeah, it's apple cake ice cream with edible glitter. So that's same thing I said when I found out it's edible glitter. I'm like, I didn't know, the strip was gonna go crazy. but we get the ice cream to the students, and we do like everything in our power to just to make reading and writing cool and fun. So it's like they're gonna see your work, they're gonna learn about lit swear, they're gonna learn about all of these different things, because again, this is like stuff that we're creating. What you're doing, it didn't exist before.
Right.
But now that people see it, they have it as a resource, and they're like, "Oh, this is a fly guy, but he reads." Like this is like new. So I think a lot of people don't understand that slavery went on for like close to 500 years, and it's only been over for like 150. So it's like we still building.
We like 350 years in debt. We ain't break even yet.
We ain't even break even yet. So we still gotta build. Yeah. We still gotta build this stuff. We still got to build this stuff. We got a lot of work to do. Lot of work to do.
So, you have any events coming up?
Right now, I just I'm doing something in Manchester in the UK.
Oh shit.
I talk about like fake news, and then I'm doing like a keynote at Kennedy Krieger in Baltimore that's just talking about like trauma, youth dealing with trauma. But other than that, like I signed a book there with Simon & Schuster, so I'm not really out there like that. I'm just like in the back.
I like how you slid that in just now. I didn't catch it. I was like, wait, say you got a book there. Yeah. You got a book there with Simon & Schuster?
Yeah, I just signed a book there with Atria.
Okay.
I just Simon & Schuster. So I've just been and then I just had a leg surgery too, so I had to shut down. I had an osteotomy. They like break your femur from the inside, and they put a metal rod in that. I had a bullet in it since I was like 13. So I had like surgery this summer.
It's real. I'm over here neglecting cavities. You got a whole bullet in your body.
But it's gone now. But I had a surgery this summer.
Yeah.
So like I'm doing physical therapy right now, and then I just been trying to like stay back. And the only thing that I have been doing is like still just trying to keep up with my school visits. So the first day of school was like last week, and I wanted to make sure I got there. Places like Downtown Locker Room, they gave us like school supplies and stuff to give to my kids and stuff like that. So that's like always it's a positive thing, just because you gotta show like I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but you gotta be there though. Like when you got places that want to support you, like you don't just show up, but you show up with like stuff they can use. It just like I just think it would mean a lot to me, and I feel like it mean a lot to some of the students.
Real shit. So gotta give you this because you've been doing the work. God, that's for you. No, you said you lost. Oh, you can open the box.
That was a. Okay. All right. So now I gotta cop my other one now, man. I've been upgraded.
Yeah.
I've been upgraded.
Yeah. So that's the lip pen for you. You got your name on it, all designed up on the bottom, so you know it's yours. So before you get out of here, man, I need your literary swag. One more time.
Yeah, I did.
Favorite 3 writers. When I met you back at Word Bookstore, you had that event.
I got new ones, man. So one of my favorite. So
the writers first.
Still a big Juno Diaz fan. Mm-hmm. Still a big Juno Diaz fan. I can't front. Paulo Coelho wrote The Alchemist. That's still my favorite book. But I gotta go Diaz. I still gotta go with Charlie Mingus. Beneath the Underdog is like it's me. It's like I'm in a world that I'm not supposed to be in, or I'm in a world and I'm going to these different places and they pulling these different parts out of me that don't exist. Right. So I gotta go Charlie Mingus. The people know him as a musician. They don't really know him as a writer.
Yeah, I was thinking about that's a jazz musician.
To me, he can write. So I go Charlie Mingus. I'm gonna go Juno Diaz. And then I'm gonna go Lisa Jessie Peterson. I met her through a friend. She got a book there with Hachette, and her book is called All Day, and it's a memoir. She taught at Rikers Island for like 20 years, and the memoir is about the first year. So like before I got a chance to read the book, we did an event together, and I saw her read like some passages from the book, and I was like, yo, she is nice. Like yo, she's really nice, and she used to do Def Poetry Jam back in the day. So and she in Brooklyn, so I gotta make the plug. Like she gotta come through. But when I read her book, I was like, yo, she like it's people out here that's not in the limelight that's really with the shits that's really nice. Like she's really nice. You know what I'm saying? And she can really write. So Lisa Jessie Peterson is definitely one of my new favorite writers. And
then the swag.
As far as the swag go, definitely gotta go with my man Larry Love, Huey Brand out in Baltimore. Huey Brand is like he's created the coolest brand. That's a mix of fashion and like parties and like lifestyle. So when you subscribe to him, you getting color, you getting fun, you getting the stands for Hoping You Enjoy Youth, helping you enjoy youth or something like that. But it's definitely he's definitely hitting. Gotta go with Gucci because that's what I've been wearing all fall. All fall. That's what I've been wearing all fall. They squoze the most expensive jean jacket of my life out of me. So I gotta go with Gucci. Okay. And then I'm gonna go with my boys at Profound Aesthetic, man. They've been like low key putting it in. Like a lot of people are not down with them, but the people who down with them, it's like a cult like following. Like we know when that when that fall is dropping, and we know when that spring summer joint is coming out. So they've been putting in that work, and I think they grow as a company. They've been growing as a company, and they have a good message. They're good people. They make good quality clothes, and it's a good price. You can get like a nice hoodie for like $80, or you can get like some nice jeans for like under $100, or you can get like some cool t-shirts. Yeah, you can get some cool t-shirts and stuff like that. And some cool hats for like a good price. And I think I still think that everything shouldn't cost like $10,000 and all that.
Word. So where can people follow you?
Everything is at D Watkins World. I use Twitter the most. I don't really use. I use Instagram. I stopped using Facebook when my mother got on there. But I got a Facebook though. I got like events and all that. The Facebook your twist. Like I didn't know Facebook had like a lot. Facebook does so many things now since I got off of there. It's crazy. It's confusing.
Nah,
it's confusing.
They trying to take over. They trying to be Google. Period.
It's like you own Instagram with a Snap. You gotta have your own Snap too. Like
everybody, they gotta.
Facebook is like Marlo from The Wire. Like, you just want everything. You just want everything. Like
Baltimore reference.
So let somebody live, right? Let
Word.
somebody live.
So this has been another episode of Lit. Follow us at Lit Platform. Follow the production company at Pink Pro. Follow my boy Surreal Jules, who got the music playing under this. They got the episode so lit. This is another Liddy Fontaine production. My boy D Watkins, all the way from B-More. Thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you.
It's lit. We out.